So oil balance. Oil balance is very critical, and misinterpretation of wording when coming to fill up with oil sometimes causes a little bit of problems. Caught this problem a little ahead of time. So this is off of an old Mercedes, and as you can see, this is the oil. You see how dirty that is? So this is, I mean, other than the green tint that you see in there from the dye, this got really, really hot. And it did not, no metal flake. There's absolutely, don't see no metal flake in it at all. That's a really good thing. And when looking into the inlet of the receiver dryer, that would come out of right there. Look how clean it is. This is really rare that I see one with oil this bad have some shine. You see that shine to it? Now you see a little bit of buildup. That's little brown stuff there, but basically it's shiny, it's clean on the inside, but we just have almost black oil. There's a little buildup on the inside of the glass, but it's still, you could see through it, but you can see some particulate matter in there. And which is, it's not the worst example. Now what I do want to know is if any of the desiccant failed. Now I can't cut this one open because this is from a show car and he wants to keep them for originality, and when he shows them, when it runs out, he could put this back on. But what I'm gonna, since I'm not allowed to cut this one open, he has to keep it. I am going to, let's see, how can I do this? Flush dry nitrogen through the receiver in both directions to see if any of the pads have failed in there, the little filter pads. And if the desiccant BBs have fallen through and there's little crumbs, when I blow through with nitrogen, they'll come out in a rag. And if any desiccant material comes out in the rag, that will tell, and the expansion valve is not available for this car anymore. But there will be alternative expansion valves that might not be their original part number. But the thing about expansion valves is maybe the capillary tube is 15 inches longer on another part number, but it's still the exact same expansion valve for the vehicle. It's just the part number for the length of a capillary tube or an oil bypass tube might be longer or shorter. So the secret is when you come to one of these vehicles that a part is no longer available, it might just be because of either a capillary tube or a sensing bulb length can be longer. It's okay to get one longer. You might have, the threads might be the same, but their position might be slightly different. And if you can still fit it in there, you can still use it so long it's the same tonnage. So that will be doable. It'll just take some research. But on this particular one, I'll get back with a video on this, and let's see if any particulate matter come out there, because I see a little bit of debris. If you look on the inside of the glass there, it's not all just oil. It might be particulate, but I'll find that out after blowing a little nitrogen through there and see if we could get any particulate matter coming out. Hopefully it's clean. Oh, and by the way, the method of filling on this one was 3 bottles of 8-ounce oil into the York compressor. And if you know what 3 bottles at 8 ounces add up to, you know that's more than the 10-ounce total complete oil capacity. And what came out of the compressor was a tad over, you see 8 ounces right there, it's just a little over 8 ounces, not quite 9 ounces. And if the total system capacity is 10 ounces and you're getting over 8, in an ideal situation, that would mean you have roughly almost 2 ounces less than the evaporator. And you would only put back in, say, 8. But I have a sneaky suspicion there's a little bit more, but right now we know there's way too much in the new one, so he's going to take out the new one right now and dump it. Otherwise, we'll hydrostatic lock up the brand new compressor. And just like getting coolant in a cylinder and trying to fire up the engine, and you hydrostatic lock one cylinder, that's what's going to happen here if you try to fire up this compressor. So take care of that situation first, and let's see how clean this is inside.